Chester Wisniewski, Principal Research Scientist with Sophos here. Thought I'd share a couple of the more interesting thoughts on the Sophos 2021 threat report with you. If there's one thing that we've learned in the 2021 threat report, it's that criminals are refining their processes and their ways to maximize their profit, increase the number of victims they're able to target. And this is cited throughout the report. It's quite astounding to see when, only a year ago we thought $600,000 was a large ransom, and we highlight in the report a case where Maze demanded $15 million from a single victim. And these numbers have been increasing across the board. It's not just Maze, it's Ryuk, it's Revel, it's NetWalker. I mean, it's just Wasted Locker, Ragnar Locker. These things are not slowing down. In fact, they're accelerating as the criminals are figuring out how to operationalize the ability to take these criminal actions. And when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense compared to stealing data and trying to find somebody to sell it to, or even extorting someone over a credit card breach, perhaps, and selling the credit cards off. To be able to make $1 million in a week or a day is a shocking amount of money, and the criminals are getting really refined in how they're going about it. And they're taking different approaches. We talk in the report about some of the innovative stuff like Ragnar Locker, where they, in order to do ransomware evasion, they started using virtual machines to bypass anti-ransom technology. But we also had groups like Maze, and before their alleged retirement the last few weeks, saying that they were entirely social, right? They weren't doing anything. They were copycatting other people's technical approaches. But their entire game was, I'm putting the spotlight on you as a victim, and I'm going to make it so embarrassing and make you squirm until you pay. And so there's certainly lots of different approaches that have gone on there, but the net result is more victims at a higher payout per victim. And that's not going to slow down as long as we're still willing to pay some of these ransoms. Other things that really changed the larger threat landscape, if you will, in 2020 is the adoption of living off the land tools by just about everybody. So there's certainly less sophisticated ransomware groups like Dharma, but they're doing living off the land tools, abusing things like Mimikatz and Microsoft sysinternals tools, just the same as those high-end ransom criminals were, which is just the same as what we're starting to see nation states do now. Nation states are able to kind of blend in. It's almost camouflage to use the same tools as garden variety criminals. It's much more difficult to do attribution when the tools being used look like everyone else's tools. And so attribution is going to continue to get harder. We're going to continue to see our own tools being used against us. And the ransomware criminals are going to find ways to be more efficient. And looking forward, the idea that they're going to break in themselves, it looks like there's a whole economy being formed around providing initial access and selling it off to other people. And this has always been the case. I mean, for years it's been this, but it seems to be accelerating as a trend. And I suspect this will make the large ransomware groups be able to target more victims in a smaller amount of time, and that could make things even worse for 2021. For more of our thoughts on all the details from our threat researchers, please read the report. We put a lot of work into it this year. We include intelligence from the Sophos Security Research Team, from Sophos Labs, Sophos AI, Sophos Managed Threat Response, and the Sophos Rapid Response teams. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.